Hey guys, welcome back to Workers and Resources. We've got some road construction stuff happening here to finalize this neighborhood kind of having all asphalt roads on all the major highways and stuff. So that's pretty exciting. I'm noticing a lot of our helicopters for construction have significantly high wear and tear. So we're going to want to do something about that as well. And I'm thinking I want one of these repair centers to also be eligible to repair helicopters. We have a lot of helicopters. I think it's probably a good idea to have one of them be eligible for it. And this one here seems good enough to be able to do it. So I'm going to go in and put in... I thought about doing a level, like a 3 one here like in the back like this. But I think that takes up too much space. Maybe right here would be okay. That way we can have 3 helicopters getting repaired here. Which, I mean, this isn't the main repair center, but I already have the main repair center built over somewhere else. So I'm thinking maybe we'll do that. And if we're going to do it on this side like this, then we're definitely going to want to store steel and like other types of resources here in a bigger quantity than what this building can hold, I think. So let's go in and, well, I was hoping that this would have 2, so maybe I can't put it there after all. I want to be able to store steel here too, so let's go in and maybe we could just do the same thing we did before, where we have 2 heliports. I think that's probably fine. 2 of them at a time is probably more than what this can handle anyway. So we'll put one right here and put another one right next to it right here. And I guess I could put a third, but I want to make sure there's room for the storages and stuff. So 2 of them right here will be fine. And then we'll just have a little dirt road kind of come in from this side. Well, at least I thought we were going to. That's a walking path connection. That's why. So we'll do it from here. And we'll hook it up like that. That's fine. The helicopters will park here to get themselves repaired. And then on this side, we're going to want to have the warehouse, which I suppose I can pop in. Let's put this over here, actually. Put this along this side. We can get you to line up. Be nice if you used this one. But I don't think that's going to happen. Not unless I go this direction with it, which maybe, and it does take up less space. So maybe that is the way to go. So right about here with that. And then I want a small open storage as well to kind of come in on this side if possible. Looks like it'll let me do that. That's pretty sweet. So we'll go like that with it. And then this little road will come off this side. This was supposed to go this way anyway, so I actually like the way this road is. We're going to have this road come like this and cross here. And then this will just meet up with over here like this. That's fine. Okay, so all those things will be for this repair center, which now will be able to handle repairing helicopters over time as well, because, again, we have a lot of helicopters. Probably a good idea to have a place where helicopters can just chill. And it's probably a location where we're not really using it for anything is probably best. And I'm thinking... because we have too many, basically. I've got helicopters that are waiting to be put to work that don't have a place to work. Like this one here is at 30%. It's nearly done. So when this is done, I can put it back to work and then bring another one in, which this is fine. But I also got this G31. Got nowhere to go, you know? So like having a place where I could just park a helicopter that's not in the way of repairs might be pretty good. I don't think we're going to use this space. I mean, we're certainly not using it now. So why don't we have a little like helicopter parking area right here where I could just have any spare helicopters that don't really have a purpose at the moment. You could just park them right there. And that's also a place where we could buy helicopters too, I guess. But okay, that works. There was one other thing I wanted to check on, and that is trash. So let me just real quick hit trash. And I think everything is looking okay. There was a spot back over here where I'm adding another bin for garbage because this one does fill up quite frequently. So this one will cover the slack on that. Okay. So I am tearing down these roads right here for this highway area. So we've got some demolition crews that are coming out for these 2 highways. just to here because I'd like to implement this a little bit differently. I've gotten inspired by some people that I've seen with pictures and stuff online, and like how they do their highways and stuff, and gotten kind of inspired by how they do that, and it's significantly more realistic how they're doing it, of course. So I do want to try to do this as good as possible. So we're going to implement a terrain difference in here instead. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower the highway so that it's sort of like indented into the ground. And that way bridges can go over top of this, be a significantly more level as bridges go over top of this. This is much more realistic to how things are, and as opposed to the bridges going up. So, and in hindsight, as I've been shown an image, I've actually had someone send me an image of a pretty decent looking cloverleaf interchange that doesn't add a whole lot of extra distance, still a little bit, just the nature of how cloverleafs work, but it wasn't as, it was pretty tight circles, put it that way. So I think it would have been okay if I had done it that way, but I just didn't. And if I had done it that way, though, I still wouldn't have been able to put this building here because the terrain would have been too, it wouldn't have been flat enough to do that. We're also putting in this road here and getting this stuff sorted out, and I'm also going to get that queued up to be asphalt as well. So lots of asphalt roads being made. We've had plenty of bitumen in this tank, and it's time we start using more of it too. Okay, so it's getting close to harvest time. You can see they're starting to, you know, deal with the fields here, and we have a lot of vehicles that are not great. Rather than using the other replace vehicles thing that I was using before, which I don't remember where it is, but this button here, right? We're not going to use this button. This button functions the way I thought this button functions. All right, so there's two replace vehicle buttons, and they work very differently. This one is a straight up, it gets deleted and completely replaced brand new, and I'm going to eat the sale value of the vehicle and then buy a replacement. That's not what I want to do. Okay, what I want to do is this. I want to click with this tool instead. Now this is going to take these guys a while, right? They're going to have to drive over to where the scrapyard is. They're going to get scrapped, and then their replacement is automatically purchased as according to the rules that we have for the automatic vehicle replacement function. Okay, now that these things are kind of damaged a lot, so they are going to break down probably immediately. Look at this one, it's already broken down right there. So there's gonna be a lot of breakdowns here, and that's why I kind of want to get them out of the way before we really have to start harvesting crops a lot more. But we're fine on a number of crops we have in storage. Even though it's starting to be harvest season, we're still at 6,000 in here. So overproducing, by design, overproducing, because if we want to have more than 20,000 people, we're going to need to produce this many crops as we already are. And then also expanding the farms even still as we get more and more people. But this city here probably have 20,000 people. I would say maybe even close to 30,000 people easily here. So there's going to be a lot of extra heat going on over here, a lot of extra trash collection. This place is going to get very busy. It's just, it takes a little bit of time. I'm taking just a little bit of extra time to get this stuff set up first, because I think what this area here is going to provide will be valuable when it comes to building Charlemagne's North. And that also goes with the fact that I want the meat industry working as well. So, too many criminals. Too many criminals, you say. So 12% of our 12 people are criminals. I mean, that's gonna happen, right? If you have, I guess, 2 people living in a house that are criminals, it's gonna warn me that there's too high of criminals in that house, right? I mean, I guess that makes sense. Our police department is where? Where did I put that damn police department? Right here. It is a little bit busy, right? We could maybe use another one. I think in hindsight, I should have probably made a large police station here instead. And so why don't we just go ahead and do that? I think I'm just going to build a big one here instead. And we'll have this big one deal with all these things. So a big proper police station can go right here. We'll just have parking lots on this side. No big deal. So we'll say right about here could be the police station. Got access to all services there. Heat, everything. And we'll build a proper one. I think that's going to be a better long-term solution. Plus, they'll be able to handle like all these neighborhoods, and all this area too probably will be able to get handled because they'll take the highway and get over there. So I don't think it'll be a problem. This highway is nearly completed. I'm pretty happy about that too. So this one time, right, we're gonna do this vehicle replacement thing. Here's all the replacements that we've clicked. They're coming on into their respective workplaces, right? As soon as these vehicles get out of the way, the new ones are purchased and they're gonna come in here. So again, there are going to be a lot of breakdowns as we go. And then once we get this place up and running with repairs and everything, we can then be a lot less concerned about this. And this can be a lot more automated, provided we're, bringing the steel here appropriately. I think this is an okay amount of steel, but I'm not sure we need these other resources in this high of quantity. So I think I'm going to really have steel be the biggest thing that's brought to this area. And then this is almost torn down now. There's only a little bit more scrap left. And then we can get our proper warehouse up here with the fabric factory and everything too. So that'll be nice once we can get that done. Okay. I don't think there was anything I really needed to show you just yet. Everything's kind of working as it's supposed to generate all the components that we need. We have our forklift garage, which I suppose I should buy the forklifts for this one here and then get that hooked up to our distribution office for managing the fuel for it. And yeah, electronics are, I think they're mostly getting brought out of here immediately and brought over here for distribution. So there's 40 there. And then our trains are now picking up electronics from this area instead of buying them from the border. So we're not exporting nearly as much stuff as we used to, but we're also really not purchasing nearly as much stuff as we used to either. So it's kind of a balanced budget if you think about it. I could probably export, more bitumen, but I'm using it for a lot of my asphalt roads. So I'm choosing not to export very much of it because I need it. And yeah, food is not getting exported because we need it for the expansion, although we could export a little bit of it. And every once in a while, I can always just go over to this and say, hey, you know what we can do? We can sell food. It'll make one train that'll do that. And then as soon as it makes that train, I can just uncheck it. That's something that sometimes works. So why don't we get this part here paved as well? This looks like an extra node. These are not extras. They're dirt roads, though. I could probably redraw them. Can I get you to... No, there's power poles in the way. Well, it don't matter. I can maybe do it this way. Get this to come all the way over and hook up over here. No? How about this way? I just want to bypass so that I can have the whole thing being done. There we go. I cancel this road. Oh, not that one. This one. Yep, that one down to here is fine. Probably shouldn't have done that so far because of the walking path, but whatever. It's little stuff like this, right? It's gonna it eats up a lot of time in videos, and I know some of you really want to see all this stuff and want to see everything, but at a point, we're like what, 83 videos now, 84 videos or so into the series at this point. I think there's a point where you go, okay, yeah, this is, we don't necessarily need to see it for our 20th time, right? That happens. I think with most people it happens, and you can tell a lot by viewer fatigue and stuff that's happening with a lot of people here. So I'm just gonna get stuff done, and then we'll give you guys a time lapse here. Okay, so I'll be right back. For a little while anyways, at least until we have about 30 to 40,000 workers reliably in their stations, allowing us to handle it, we're most likely going to be spending our profits on vehicle replacements instead of repairs. We'll be able to pay for it by exporting the mechanical components and other resources anyways. I do, of course, overall have the goal of being totally self-sufficient in the future, but for reasons that are, I think, quite obvious, we just aren't there yet. I am adding a few more repair centers, though, around the Republic, which will help in capacity, but also make the roads a bit busier moving resources around. The main highway that takes people into Charlemagne's North is getting a little bit more proper treatment here, as we are lowering the highway that moves through the land, which will allow for numerous bridges to cross over it without any major elevation changes in the future. We'll have plenty of roads going across this, so it's also significantly cheaper to do it this way, which is probably why they do it more often this way in real life, I would guess. I think it will look better too, especially when things really get moving. They are not totally parallel to each other though, as I have a big gap in here to allow for an on-ramp and off-ramp access later. I think at least the future idea that I have for that will work, but either way, even if it doesn't, I think it will still be better than the idea I was going to go for initially. I focused a lot on Czernosky and paving roads and such in the last few videos especially, and I've actually lost track on how stable the main city is now that we've added some personal cars and stressed the road system a bit more. So let's take a look at that. All right, so I'm actually noticing a bit of a traffic buildup right here, and it's because of all the personal cars, of course. They're all being added to this list here of vehicles that are going to use this stretch of road trying to get out of this intersection. And I kind of suspected, that this was going to be an issue here. I did say a while back that if I could go back and do it over again, I would make this a roundabout, but I don't think that's the core issue for it. I think it's just that this is the most logical distant. Like, these guys are going to have their cars here, they're going to head this direction, right? It just seems like the most logical route, not over here, because of where these parking lots are located. Now, I've got all these one-way streets and stuff pretty much done, and so I need to look at the weaknesses in my traffic system and evaluate them. And I think what I should do here is add another path right here. We've already got this road to be asphalt, but because this is gravel, they are not encouraged to use this road they're encouraged to go up here and then turn right up here because they want to stay on asphalt as long as possible. So getting this to be asphalt would be a good idea. I'd also think because of all the people wanting to go left, we also should have this be an alternative route as well. So what I'm going to do first, because I think this is an easier thing to do at the moment, we do have some vehicles in this, and I kind of feel like, fine, I won't block them all right now. So we're going to say this is going to get paved all the way out to here. This is going to bring this asphalt road over to the roundabout over here. But I am going to need to provide some sort of alternative path. That's the real trick, is to make sure that they can go many different directions. And so one of the other things I think I want to do here is I think I want to bring a path over here too. Now we've got all these dirt roads and stuff that are kind of in the way here, but I can always redo a lot of these things. So if I just like take all these dirt roads away and leave nothing, this gives me a sort of a clear path as to where roads could go. And what I'm thinking I want to do is if I can get this to come, between the power poles here. It'll just come right through the power poles right around here. All right, like that. And then I want to bend these around, okay, and get them to come in kind of over like this and then into the roundabout like so. All right, and then on this side, we'll bend you over like this too. Sort of, let's just go F4 here so we don't have to be right on top of it. Let's make it look a little more natural if possible. And then we'll bend this around, and it goes a little bit like this, if I can, yeah. It doesn't look perfect, but it's just an alternative to what we have so far. And then this road here, we're probably going to want, I don't know if a roundabout's really necessary for this. We could just carry this over, right? So this road, as it is here, just comes around and meets up with this one. This road, as it is here, just comes around and meets up with this one. And then we pave all of these. So we just say that this gets paved, right? We just make asphalt roads all the way up this way. There's, of course, lots of little segments and stuff. It'll just get done over time. It's not a huge priority for us there, but we get all of that stuff done, which is nice. Now, if there's any fire on these things, I'm pretty confident the helicopters can take care of any fires that are on these little miscellaneous things. And then as soon as these roads are done, we'll just go ahead and reconnect them with the dirt roads and stuff as we had before. But it'll give them an alternative path so that the traffic doesn't all have to go this way and then meet here and deal with the light and the intersection and all that stuff and then go this way. Instead, they can go this direction to get around. And it would be I think much more intuitive for them to do so as well. They don't have to go through so many lights. They'll try to avoid lights if they can. And so there are actually there are going to be two traffic lights between here and there. One is going to be here and the other one's going to be over here. So they're going to try to avoid that unless they have to, which in this case would mostly just be traffic that's crossing the road. But by having that, by having this road get built, I think that's going to take care of a lot of our problems here. So we'll go ahead and have all of these projects added to the list of things that my road crews and stuff are going to have to do. We'll just go like that, I guess. Down to 20.1. I'm just keeping an eye on population here. Maxed out on heating plant. Very good. Heating tank is looking pretty good. How is heat around here? Because we're bound to get a heating problem here sooner or later, and I think it's getting really close to that. Yeah. So we're going to have to start looking at other heating places. Now, this is currently paused. I did not want it to complete yet because I don't have any confidence that we can actually provide heat here. I believe everything is provided here except for heat, at least not very well. If I look at this heat exchanger, it does not reach the television studio. That was always the intention, or it was always the intention to make... Uh-oh, hang on. We're out of fuel. Now, the only reason to be out of fuel is if I left it on the train. I did. Okay. Yikes. I guess the train should be really loaded then, huh? It's probably already... Yeah, it just came back from selling fuel. That's why I got money. Okay. Because I noticed my budget went up there, too. So, yeah, the train is... got 59 tons. You know, that's not bad. We could have it sent over, I guess. That's probably a good idea. Go ahead and have that sent over to the mountains. 59 tons. But we'll have more fuel now that I just switched that over. I really do want to have this working at like 5 or 6, like 50 or 60% people constantly. But again, there's no point doing that until I have a greater supply of oil coming in, which should... I think I'll probably start the oil routing kind of when this is fully done and set up, and I get all these pump jacks built, and then I need to evaluate, you know, our plastic situation. I'll probably have 2 plastic factories, so about 50 tons ish of oil should be going towards this area, and I think we've got about 65 or 70 tons of oil with all the pump jacks that are through here. If I include these over here, we'll have close to 90. So I should be able to support maybe 3 plastic factories here and then have the rest of it sent that direction, which isn't a whole lot, but I mean, it's something. And it might even be better, to be honest. It might even be better to use a train for that. Just have a train fill up with oil and ship the oil over here. We could dump it in the same drop-off. The drop-off has an output as well as an input. We're only using the input, so I could just drop off the oil in the same place, and then it get redirected into these tanks when it does so, you know? That's doable. I might look into doing that too, but anyways, yeah. Heating problem. I really need to take a look at this stuff and make sure that we don't have any temperature issues. We have a lot of different crimes in here. I think we're getting overloaded with crime. That's probably one of the biggest reasons why happiness is down. It's crime, yeah. So we probably need to look at doing a better job with police coverage. If I take a look at my overlays, let me see. No, not patrolled crimes this year. So are we getting any? It's really hard to see that. Like I guess if I go minor crimes reported, you could see all the icons. These are all the minor crimes, but we're patrolling all of them. So I think the problem right now is not so much the patrolling of the crime, it's the solving of the crime, right? We don't have enough police. They can reach the destination, but we don't have enough police to solve the crimes. So we probably need to look into bulking up our police coverage. This station's incredibly overloaded. That is the cause of our unhappiness right now. It's all about crimes. Okay. Definitely need more police coverage here. So we're going to say that we get a full-on police station. And I'm thinking this full police station can go maybe right over here. This isn't bad as long as people can reach it, and I'm not confident that they can. You need to be in range of people being able to reach it. There's not enough room to replace the current station, so we'll need to make a new one, and it needs to be how about over across the road, I wonder. I mean, I could just put it over here, but I just feel like it's really far away from all the other things. It would take care of Sertikova, no problem, but it's too far away from the industry stuff. But if I put it over... You know what? Tell you what. We're already bringing people to the fire station over here, right? So what if we put a police department right over here? They should be able to walk to this and reach it from the bus stops and stuff. That should be something possible. All right, so if I put this right here, that would totally be able to reach everything. It was gonna go green on me. It's decided not to now. Come on. Or was it? You were green just a second ago. Made a real quick blip of it. I'm gonna find that spot again. Right there. Right there. Put that there with a little asphalt road. Of course the power line is in the way. Can I move it over slightly? Police station. Can I move you over ever so slightly? Yeah, right here. All right, so police station will go here, and they should be able to walk to this from the bus stop. Yeah. So we can get people working there on the bus stop. And if I ever do drop people off at the train platform, we could totally make it happen to where we drop people off at the train platform and they could walk over into here too. That's not out of the question. I could have this walking path here go across the road like this. Absolutely. I don't know about that angle. I feel like straight across is better here for this. About like that. And then it just goes like this and then straight over like that. Yeah. So we'll have that be a thing too. So once that's done, we should be able to get a better hold on crime. In the meantime, everything that's a really low chance to succeed, I think pretty much anything that's under 50%, we're just going to delete it from their queue. And that'll free you up to actually focus on crimes that you can solve, or at least have a good chance to solve. Because right now you're trying to like split all your resources amongst all these crimes, and you just, you know, like sometimes you just got to give up on them. I'm thinking maybe even under 60% we can probably ditch. You have a significantly higher percentage than 50, which I would say statistically, you know, in the mid 60s is statistically a significant higher than 50 is what I'm trying to say. But can't speak today, I guess. That looks pretty good. So we'll let these guys focus on these crimes. If 598 unexamined criminal cases, we definitely have a crime issue, and that is the root of our happiness problem right now. So we will need to address that. I'm kind of thinking probably, yeah, a crime overall everywhere is just way overloaded right now. Temperature in this building sucks too. Wow. Okay, we might have a heating problem now. I was hoping we could go just a little bit longer, but I think it's probably time to set up the other heating plant. And the other heating plant is going, I think right over here near the water is where I was going to put it. I think it was going to be right here. Yes, just trying to gauge where I need to be relative to the city for pollution's sake, but I'm thinking it was going to be right over here. So we're going to say the heating plant, the next heating plant, is located it's going to be this side of the road. It'd be here. I think we're going to put it there. And then we get the big aggregate storage for it. It needs to be, I'm thinking 2,500 should be good here. So right about here. I want it to, yeah, I want it to face this way, so it's like right up in there. Very, very close. Right about there would be good. All right, that's what that storage is. And then we get an aggregate unload for the train. Aggregate unloading. And we put that over here like this against the track about here. Yeah, anywhere. It doesn't matter, but it's going to have to be... Ideally, it would connect to, yep, that one. But it doesn't look like this train station is going to do that for me. There's a different one, though. A different design. And I think the little one should be okay. We've looked at this before. It's definitely something we've examined, and the little one is completely fine for our purposes, so should just use that. Yeah, so I'm going to have this be like right up in here like this. The train will pull in here, drop off all of the coal. So let's go ahead and do dirt roads like this for now. We'll have this come off of... let's bring it off of the gas station road. That's fine. And then it can also go this way to get onto this street like that. That should be fine. And then I think I probably could have a road that goes right alongside the track on this way. I just have to make sure it doesn't get in the way of the rail. But I probably could connect it up there too, and have that way I can go this direction with it too. But the rail to do this, I wasn't planning to do this, like I said, yet, but I'm going to do it now. And we're, from this point on, any new track we lay, we're going to electrify it. So we're going to do electric track every time we lay new track now. I've moved the heating plant back a little bit here. So instead of being right here, it's going to be over here now. If nothing else, it does put it a little bit further away from where the people will be. So I guess that's okay. But it gives me plenty of room here now to make this happen. So 2 tracks coming out this way. Again, everything is electrified right away. We end up with 176 at this point, which is more than enough. So I can go in and just make sure that this merges here like so. And now this track can serve as a single track that 2 trains can now use when the time comes. So we'll go ahead and make sure we pop that in place. We're good to go. And then they'll start building all of this stuff. And I do want the helicopters to be focusing on this quite quickly, because it does look like we have a bit of a heating problem. If we lose people this winter, we lose people this winter. There's not a whole lot I can do about it this winter, but if my expansions that are going to be here will begin to get built, probably next video we're going to start building this area out a little bit, or at least planning it out, and at that point these people will absolutely have a problem. We also may start getting electricity problems. Yeah, so because you're expanding out, right? Everything's working at the same time. This helicopter's at 16% now. I think I'm going to go ahead and tell you to go back to work over at the helicopter construction office. Here we go. Until we get the necessary infrastructure to actually replace these things, I am going to go ahead and just tell the game to buy the replacements. I have the money. I have the exports that are working okay. Let's go ahead and do it. This one's at 80%, so we'll swap out you and have you get over here and get repaired right there. Okay. This is actually done now, which is nice. So I can have you come over and just hang out here. I have nowhere to put you, but because I can put that there, I can now also go get this other helicopter that's in need of repair, or really any other helicopter that needs repairs more. If there's, this one's at 82. Where are you? Are you flying? Okay, yeah. So you need to go right there. Okay, so you're almost there anyway. So just head on over there, get yourself repaired, get a couple of different helicopters repaired at the same time. And then we have the spare area where any spare helicopters we have. Remember, I bought this thing like stupid old, and like it was $1,000 US dollars, right? And now I can just repair it. It's a brand new helicopter all of a sudden. So it might even be worth scrapping it. We'll see. But anyway, when we start getting all this stuff laid in, that's going to be a big deal. And we have, of course, too many criminals, so we're going to work on that too. I think maybe another police department would be a good idea. I'm trying to figure out where I want to put that. And I was thinking of putting it either here so it can get out and go around, right? Like, can go anywhere it wants from this point. I think this is the best spot for it because it can really react to anywhere. But at the moment, we don't have anyone that will actually work there. So it's a little hard to place it. The other thing I could do is just add another small precinct or something somewhere around here and let people over here, walk to it. Maybe having another police department over here might work out okay. Just a small one, though. It doesn't. I don't think the big one is going to be necessary in this little area just because of the spacing restrictions. But if I put one right here, for example, I think we'll have plenty of people that will work there, and I think it will be able to do the job in an okay manner as well. So at least having extra cops that can investigate things is a good idea. So we could probably do something like, let's say, probably want you to cross the road there. So how about we put you like this? Then we'll have the gravel road to go there, and then the walking path will go up straight. Well, it's going to have to be here. And then from there to here. There we go. And that can connect these guys and these guys to where they can work at the police department as well once it's built. So we definitely need better police coverage. Sorry, not coverage. Coverage is fine because, again, if I do this, there's really not any crimes being committed that aren't patrolled. I don't see the icon appearing anywhere. Patrol-wise, we're good. I go over into the steel area. I mean, not even the steel mill. All right, we're good on patrolling crimes. It's the number of police officers to, more thoroughly investigate so that we can convict them. That's the issue. So I'm going to work on that next now too. But the hope is we get this operational. Then we're going to need to reinforce heating in this area. So I need another heat exchanger. And I'm thinking it's probably going to have to be like it's got to be kind of in the heart of this whole place. So I'm thinking right here should be good. As long as it covers these three buildings and all of these buildings that will be over here, right? It's got to cover like a lot of stuff. So I'm thinking probably maybe on this side of the tracks. Yeah, how about like right here? We have the heat exchanger there. We'll go dirt road so we can start building it really quickly. And then from this point, I'm hoping anyway, we don't need to deal with any pumps. It'll be on this side, yep, and you're gonna go from this far connection. Really? You won't do it? Huh? Oh, it's the 300 one. Yeah. Should be able to go direct, but maybe I have to go above ground first and then dip down. I think that's the way it's always been with this, hasn't it? I think so. We go like this, and then we dip down to the ground, and then from there we take over. We go underground, and we bring it all the way over here. Please don't be too long. Let's say there's a building in the way, but I just don't believe you. Oh, it's the... Yeah, okay, there's definitely going to be something in the way because I can only go 1,000 meters. Too long, yeah. So the highway is going to be in the way on this side, but I think that's okay. We'll have to do a pump. One pump to get us to that heat exchanger. Unfortunately. Okay. So that's what we'll do, though. We're going to bring you from here. And we're going to bring it all the way over 909. I guess it needs to be like right off the highway kind of thing, right? So maybe right here. Yeah. Then it's going to have to be a heat pump that comes right off the highway here. Let's really quick have you ignore the light. You can ignore the light too. Why not? Go for it. Yeah, go. Ignore the lights. Just get going. All right. And then, because the track builder's going on the wrong side of the tracks, you see. Obviously, this is all going to be a problem for a little bit. But from this spot here, we can put in the pump. Heat pumping station. Yep. So we'll put this right over like so. I think probably like this. And this little road can cross the road there. Yep, we'll just go like that for now. And then this heat pipe can go from here to there. I don't want you going above ground though, so you need to stay below ground and then go. Oh, that's gonna be how you're doing it? Okay, hang on. We'll get rid of the whole thing and just draw a straight line then. It's gonna be difficult with me, I guess. Really? In the way? Really? Fine. Here. Have it your way. Like so. Okay? And then from this pump, we add extra distance. And then that extra distance, we can go underneath the tunnels to here. And then from there over like this. All right, now I realize that the further away we get from the heating plant, the less effective it is, right? Less efficient and all that it is, right? We're losing a lot of heat on the way. This one has the help of the other one. So this one's like teaming up with the other one, okay? This one's not really super effective, and this one won't be super effective, but together they'll be effective for each other. And then I can get another one here and another one there, and that starts to pick up the slack in other places. And I am definitely losing people. We are definitely losing people, probably to a heat problem again. We've got 370 deaths. It's not that bad. It could be much worse. We've had massive death spikes, all right, in the past, right? Look at this, like population booms from buying people and bringing them in to Zernovsky, to all sorts of things, right? So like we've had issues, but I think as long as we can keep more people in the heating plant, this will be okay. There we go. We just need to get people in the heating plant and stay there. Okay. Okay. I think we've covered quite a bit in this video. I don't know if I've gotten enough done though. So I'm gonna give you just one more time lapse until we get through this. Okay. I'll be right back. This coal heating solution is obviously not going to work this winter as it was built too late, but hopefully it will allow us to survive next winter without losing a lot of people, as it appears that this year we are going to have about 800 citizens or so reduced from our republic's population, mostly caused by a deficiency in heating now that we've expanded. We also have a major crime issue going throughout the republic right now too, which isn't helping in having people stick around, so I'm sure that some of that is related to crime as well. This area here is a wind farm consisting of 6 wind turbines connected to power transformers to deliver up to 3 megawatts of power into Charlevinsk, serving as supplemental power to aid the grid power that's already servicing the area. There will be plenty more wind farms as we develop, but I thought that this here would be a fair area to do it, since I don't really have anything specific planned for buildings between the tracks and the highway. Over in Zarnowski, our upgraded warehouse is ready to put in, and I figured with this space opened up a little bit more than I thought, we might as well try to cram another production building in here to generate a local supply of consumable resources, reducing the need to send it in from outside the city. It takes a bit of pixel hunting to get it to work, but I managed to place a distillery here to help in creating a local supply of alcohol. Obviously, I don't intend on this building operating at maximum capacity, but the crops are already being brought here for small quantities of fabric, so we might as well get our own alcohol made from it as well. I figure if each of these buildings operate around 20 to 30% efficiency in the end when the whole area is developed, we will be rock solid in the rural area of the Republic with another thing that doesn't have to come on a train forever. At the end here, we're going to look in on crime, and I've decided I want more police in this precinct consistently. In order to have that, I'm going to be putting a little apartment housing area near the main roads here, within walking distance to the hospital and the police station. My hope is that this will nearly fill these buildings consistently, while also freeing up personal car commuters to explore other venues for employment, aiding me in getting some of my more remote buildings staffed better as well. It'll take time to get stability here, and it's important that we are stable in all of the existing cities that we have already built before we build Charlevins North, as that future city will have a lot of people living in it, and when I bring people into that, I really do need to focus on the supply and demand for that area when it is said and done. All right, so as you saw, we have a bit of a crime issue that we really need to look into addressing. That's something that we have to focus on it, all right? So at the moment, we have a 60% happiness, and we're really dropping hard on government loyalty. We have a lot of people leaving because of the fact that they're not happy and they have low loyalty, and crime is a big factor in that. We have a lot of capacity to patrol, not a lot of capacity to solve crimes. So I'm gonna have to go in one more time, and I'm just gonna kind of wipe the board with all the crimes that have low probabilities to succeed, right? We're just gonna go through and get all of these out of here. Now, it's not necessarily a problem of staffing in a specific police department. More, it's a lack of staffing in general, like on a macro scale. We don't have enough police departments and enough police officers in those departments to properly investigate the sheer volume of crimes that are taking place. So these ones here have really high probabilities to succeed. Maybe I'll get rid of a couple of these ones here, but they have a lot of higher probabilities to succeed, so we want to go ahead and address that, but we also want to drop in additional police departments. I think it's a really crucial thing to do. A lot of the crimes over in this area are not being patrolled very well because we don't have a lot of people able to get to the police station and actually work there. I demoed this little one because it wasn't sufficient. We got this one up here running, but there's still not very many people here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell this house to go ahead and work here. And they're just dedicated to this building only now. They're not going to bother driving to work or anything. They only work here, okay? And until we can get the crime situation really under control, I may actually do this, like a similar thing with this house too. I might go like this, basically, and have the police station be a third of these guys as well. Until we can get the crime situation under control, I think that's what I need to do. Now, we're going to go through this one, and again, anything that's a really low chance to succeed, We're just going to go ahead and get rid of it. That's a pretty good baseline to go with. And so as we get more people walking over here, it should be good to go. We should get hopefully get the crime situation under control. We have a lot of unsolved crimes. What we want to, I think, probably do is add another big police station, and I didn't want to do it over here because I didn't think that that was far enough away, like a difference, but it may, because of the sheer volume of people that will be in here, it's probably a good idea to have a couple of these police departments, to be honest. So why don't I put this one maybe over, like, I don't want to put it right on the highway. I wanted to put it, I was hoping to put it over here is what I was hoping to do, but I don't think that's gonna work at the moment. So I probably should maybe I don't know, have like we build it over here and then just we plan on tearing it down, I guess, you know, because we're gonna have houses and stuff here. So like, where do I put another police station to have it have an impact? How about we could have one, a smaller one over here. Like this smaller one already exists, and it's not even worrying about investigation, so this one's fine. It's really about reinforcing the ones that are always overloaded. And so, I mean, that's this one, right? So, okay, I guess I'll just talk myself into doing it. We're gonna put another police station right over here. I don't know about putting it right on the highway part here. I think it's probably better to put it off to the side like this. Yeah. And then this doesn't have access to sewage. And I really don't want to lay additional utilities for this either. So maybe... I might have to. The sewage tank right here should be taking care of this. It's just not built yet, so I guess we'll build it, and then by the time it's ready, hopefully that'll, yeah, we'll do something like this. Put this building here. That'll be another police department that can help out this one, and we'll get that one going with the helicopters and stuff too. Okay. So I mean, that's gonna double our police force in this area. That's surely gonna be enough, right? I mean, it's all about investigations, trials and stuff. Like actually getting them to get to prison once they're investigated is no big deal, and we actually have a huge capacity in the prison here, so it really is about that. This police station's small. It's definitely overloaded. Yeah, another thing here. So this one needs help as well, and I'm thinking we'll probably put this police station maybe back over here. As much as I would rather it be biased this direction. We already have this one, though. Oh, there's no cars here. Oh, I didn't buy the cars here yet. All right, let's buy the cars. We just gonna go... I guess the cheaper ones are okay, right? We'll have Sternikova's cars look like this. Let's buy all the cars, okay? And then we got people in there. They're just waiting to get... Yeah, all right. That should help out Sternikova as well. Is there anything else I wanted to cover in this video? It's probably quite long already. I don't know how the time lapses are going to work, but I'm thinking I should probably start looking at setting up the additional housing in this area just to make sure everything is like fully staffed all the time, and then we can get the television station online as soon as we have power being properly routed through here, which is what all of this stuff here is. This power transformer here brings everything over, right? And it's going into these electric substations here. And then we have additional substation. We got the pump, the heating pump from there. This substation is being fed by all of these wind turbines. I don't know if I've shown these or not. There's 6 wind turbines here. We're going to have 6 for wind power along the highway here. They all feed into a transformer, which then takes it for a high voltage line over to this one. There's a total of 3 megawatts potential being done here, and so we have that 3 megawatts being distributed to 3 substations with a 1 megawatt line each underneath. So the maximum potential for power distribution there. One thing I probably could have done is maybe in this area did a higher gauge wire. I guess it'd be lower gauge wire, wouldn't it? In a wire that can handle more power. And but I figured since having 2 substations would be adequate in that little area. Because like if you have 1, and 1, and let's say one is using half, there should technically be 1.5 available for another one, but since you only have a 1 line, the reason for that though is like these are never going to run at 100%. the wind power is not going to run at 100%. We'll probably do another one over this way too, and just have wind power along the highway here. I think is probably acceptable. Okay. Heating plant is almost done. I've got it paused so that we don't finish it. I don't want it to have to, start getting maintenance and things going with it yet. But we are almost with this rail line here finishing. Hopefully, we will be very close now to just getting the coal brought here so that it can start heating, and then the underground pipes are done as well, like through the pipe, through the pump, and all the way out to here. We just need the exchanger online, and then that will help reinforce the heating over here. Of course, we cannot actually do that without people being here, which is why there's a parking lot over on this side, and then they'll be able to park here and then walk over to this way. And there's another parking lot over here, and they'll be able to walk over here. And eventually these two will also be able to handle anything at the docks as well. We'll have additional parking lots over in this area to work at the docks when we start to build our own ships and stuff. I think we'll probably start having that. I thought I was probably going to do that over here though. So I think we'll build ships over here, and then we can bring the supplies and stuff over for the rail and the highway and stuff. We can bring the supply in to build the ships. Okay, so we got to get crime under control. That's the next thing to really focus on. And as long as I can maintain a population of police officers in this building, which I just told them to go work there, so I should hopefully see additional police staff getting into this building, investigating these crimes a little bit faster than they were. And maybe if we keep our fingers crossed here, we might be able to get our happiness up. And yeah, we're down below 20,000 again because of the bad winter. Is what it is. I'm gonna leave this video here though. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. We'll keep tackling the various different problems as we as our cities grow up, as our republic gets older. We need to get older with it. We need to get more wise with it. Okay, and that's, you have to focus on all the little problems so that they don't stack up and become huge problems collectively over time. All right, see you next time. Bye bye.